What's up with the YouTube? It's Bread Up MJ. And we finna do some raw footage. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to do some editing, but nah, we just gonna do it raw. But I wanna tell y'all a story on how I ended up repeating the grade, then ended up skipping the grade. So, I repeated the 6th grade. And when I was in the 6th grade, I was at a school that was more advanced than most of the schools that I normally go to. And it was a different school, not finna lie. But my only reason for repeating that grade was I always had struggles with my thinking. Me, at a young age, I was diagnosed with the speech impediment. It's also known as a language comprehensive disorder. Some people just think that it has something to do with your speech, but it also got something to do with the way that I comprehend. So the way that I comprehend might be different from some people sometimes. But nowadays, they're not calling it language comprehensive disorder no more. They're calling it a speech impediment. No, they're calling it autism now. That's what they used to call it back then. But me having to struggle with the autism shit, it's always gonna happen. It kicks in from time to time. So throughout school, my autism affected my maturity level when it came to socializing with people. And when I repeated the 6th grade, I was barely getting my work done. But it was because I didn't know how to do the work. I didn't understand the work. So when I got it done, I wasn't doing it right. It's not like that I just leave answers blank. No, it's just I would do an answer, but I wouldn't do it the right way because my comprehension just kicked in from time to time. Autism. But yeah, so I go throughout the year. I figured out that this school is a really advanced school. We don't got no tutoring. We don't got nobody. I don't got no speech classes. Cause I got so used to going to tutoring and going to speech and stuff during my classes. But this school, they didn't have that, so I kind of was at a disadvantage. When it came to projects, when it came to work, it was something that I struggled with without help, without school help. Yeah, so throughout the year, my grades wasn't too bad. It was all right. I might make, it's like I made an F in the class, and that F literally pulled me back the whole time. Then, towards the end of the year, my mama was telling me that, hey son, you finna fail. So you gotta get caught back up. But when I tried to get caught back up, it was too late. And then she come and tell me again, hey, you gonna have to repeat the 6th grade. And not finna lie, it hurt because everybody goes on to the next grade. So that means that once you get in the 8th grade, everybody's gonna be already going off to high school. And once you going off to high school, they gonna be already less than halfway done at the high school. So that means they're gonna go off to college without you. Then I tried to get in summer school that year, but they wouldn't let me go to summer school because the type of school I was at, it was different from the schools that I normally go to. So I couldn't make it up. So they told me, hey, I gotta repeat the 6th grade for real. So I transferred to another school the next year, repeated. You know, I talked to a little people here and there, but I was cool with people that was in my right grade. So now after that, they stopped talking to me because I'm a grade below them. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to stay away from me. They thought I was dumb, but they didn't understand all the stuff that I really was going through. And that's fine because, you know, they don't see it, but they're not you. Then, the year I repeated 6th grade, I would be cool with some kids, you know, do my own thing, but I was still thinking about the previous year when I failed. And it was so bad that I kept thinking about it from grade to grade to grade. Like, I never stopped thinking about it. It was bothering me to the point where I kept thinking about still going to summer school even even after years after I failed. Then after I completed the 6th grade, after doing it the second time, obviously I moved to the 7th grade. But then 8th grade, I started playing football. And I ain't even expect to play football. At first I didn't want to play football, but hey, this is the thing, I don't regret playing it now because it helped me work out and it made me a little stronger and learn how to work out and stuff. So it kind of threw me off on what I really wanted to do, because I've been wanting, even in 7th and 8th grade, I still wanted to skip a grade because of how I failed the 6th grade. I was still thinking about that moment that I failed. And everybody else moving on without me. They're moving on to the next grade. So yeah, I started playing football in the 8th grade. Like I said, I lost all, I lost all contact with all the people that I was in that grade with, my right grade. And then also I was way much older than everybody that I was put back, because my birthday is in October. So in the school year starts in August. Birthday's in October. My birthday comes early in the school year, but it's late in the regular year. You know what I'm saying? So imagine how much older I was than everybody, because I was already older than most people in my right grade. Birthday being in October. So yeah, started playing football in 8th grade. Obviously I went to high school, did my thing, but I started making better grades after I failed, but it still didn't do nothing to my maturity level, because I don't know why some people think that I don't know why some schools think that holding kids back helps them, but it really doesn't. It really makes them more discouraged. That's why you see certain kids, they drop out of school and stuff like that, because they get discouraged from failing. But when you fail the first time, that'd be the worst time. That hurts more than failing again, because imagine somebody that failed a grade more than one time. They got used to it at that point. So yeah, the education system, yeah. But yeah, though, I only got put back one time. So, but I can still read somebody that got put back more than one time just by how it hurts the first time. Yeah, my grades were better, but it was only better because after I failed, I went to a school that was less advanced and it offered kids more help. I was able to go to tutoring and I was able to get a speech class. Well, I'm not gonna lie, when I got older, I didn't really need speech class. Speech class was not really worth it like that, but yeah. But tutoring was definitely worth it because it gave me extra time to do my homework and stuff like that. So it can help with my autism. But even after I completed the 6th grade and all that, I still couldn't get put back up because I didn't fail that year, even though I did it the second time. So yeah, in 8th grade when I started playing football, right, I went ahead, like I was still thinking about that, but I had to think about football practice. I had to think about all the other stuff outside. Guess what? In 10th grade, I ended up quitting football, and I made that decision too, but I don't regret playing it. So yeah, I ended up quitting football, and then, got me a job around that time too, my first job. I got my first job at 16 years old. And then I quit football. I stopped, I couldn't go to prom. So, but I had to sacrifice that much for me to want to skip, because around that time, I transferred to another school as well. Because, I transferred to 2 schools during that period of time. And I was talking to one of my counselors, and they were saying they were going to help me skip after even though I failed back in the 6th grade. But high school, you can always get extra credits. Them extra credits got me pushed up back to my right grade once I got in the 12th grade, because that 10th grade year, that the counselor helped, basically I did 11th grade in summer school. So I did it in summer school and it passed me, and now I'm taking senior classes with all the seniors. And that's my right grade. So boom, it's like I'm doing 11th grade in summer school and senior. But this is the thing, I had to go to summer school twice. This was what the counselor told me. The first year I went to summer school, like I went to a different school again, but I didn't transfer to a whole nother school. I just went there for summer school. So I went there for summer school, then came back to my regular school and showed them my credits, and they were like, okay, you good, you can go up to the next grade and take classes with seniors. But I still had to take classes with 9th, 10th, and 11th graders as well. And then so yeah, I pretty much had classes with every single grade, but I was having more senior classes then because them extra credits that I was getting in high school got me up with my grade. So yeah, took summer school the first time. I completed it, I made A's. But remember, I had to stop playing football. And you know, and when prom time came around, and this was before I went to summer school, prom came around, I couldn't go. And this is the thing, I could have chose to go to prom, but I chose not to go to prom because this how locked in I want to be. I want to lock in on it. Especially somebody that got autism like me, sometimes I might have to do certain things a certain type of way. And see, imagine you having autism and you gotta focus on all this stuff at one time. That's gonna be too much for somebody like me. Somebody like you watching this video, like if you don't have that many challenges to your thinking like that, you probably could have did all that. Me, I felt like it wasn't safe for me to do all that, going to football, going to work, and then I gotta go to summer school. You know what I'm saying? Imagine all that heavy weight on me. So it made sense for me to sacrifice. I had to stop playing football, and I couldn't go to all the extra events and all that, because all that was just gonna distract me from what I was trying to do. So yeah, and then look, we in the senior year, right? I'm taking classes with the seniors, and then this is the thing, I graduated around COVID. So see, 2020, that's my graduation year. That's my real graduation year. Because if I never went to summer school, if I never went to both summer schools at all, then I would have graduated in 2021. And that was the grade that I got put back in. So, but yeah. So my last year of school, I went to summer school twice and I ended up graduating. But I didn't walk across stage with all the other kids in my grade. I had to do it at summer school, and that was fine because it still counted as the previous school year. So like, and then you also COVID helped a lot of kids graduate that weren't supposed to graduate. Cause you know, remember, my school year ended early, so mine ended in April. So the school year ran short, but I still had to extend the school year because of summer school, remember? So yeah, COVID, I graduated during COVID in 2020, and right there at the end of July. At the end of July, right there, at the tip. That's exactly when I graduated. So I graduated right before the next school year started. And one thing I say is I do not regret that shit at all. Like, I feel real good about that shit, and I'm not bragging about it because it's a long time ago. Right now it's 2025. That's 5 years ago. But it was still a good experience and a good story. You know, I got a story to tell because I know some people that's watching this video right now, some of y'all might have got held back before. and y'all want to watch this video, you know what I'm saying? You can listen to this whole story and you can learn from what I did, and maybe it'll help you. Okay, if any of y'all, if y'all kids, or you know what I'm saying, I'm pretty sure it's adults watching this too. They might want to listen to somebody talk, but for the kids that might be watching this video, what my advice is, what I did is, when I got put back, I waited until I got to high school, because you can always get extra credits. You can get extra credits from almost anywhere depending on what school you're going to. If you're going to a school that don't really take that, then I don't really know what to tell you. Like, I don't want to sit here and lie to you either. But yeah, what I did was I waited till high school to skip so I can get extra credits, and then I got put back my right grade. And I'm gonna let y'all know right now, any kid that's watching this video, yeah, I'm gonna tell you that you still have a chance to get up to your grade. You just gotta go. You just gotta be willing to go to summer school. And I know some of y'all probably thinking like, "Oh man, that's too much work." Okay, would you rather do 2 months? Would you rather do 2 months with heavy work, or would you rather do a whole entire year of school? That's like 13 years that you gotta do if you ain't willing to take that risk. Me, I was willing to take risks. You have to take sacrifices. You have to take risks to get where you at. And it just point blank. That's like I said, I couldn't go to prom. I couldn't go to both proms. I couldn't go to prom. I had to quit football. Even though if I would have kept playing football, I probably would have maybe got some type of scholarship, because the school I was at, we won championships and stuff like that. And man, those good old days. But like I said, I never really wanted to play football, but I do appreciate learning how to work out and stuff like that. You know, it was straight. So then once I went to summer school that first time, I remember I ran into some people that sorry if y'all heard it. I ran into some people that I went to school with, or back before I got held back. And they were looking at me like, "Oh, you're not a senior." No, you're not a senior. What? I'm saying, how you, bro, I ain't gonna get too into it, but here's the thing, they didn't know that because they didn't know how much work that I put in to actually become a senior that year. It was to the point where I went to all the senior events. The counselor was proving me for it too, because it said, "Hey, this your last year of school. So now that you went to summer school, put in all the work, and you going to summer school again, and we already planned it, you can go to the pictures, you can do interviews." Man, bro, it was some good times, bro. But yeah, bro, like I said, it all ended up working out for me. And I feel like some people that's watching this video could relate. But it's crazy that once I got put back up, it's kind of like, damn, everybody still didn't like me. Everybody that was in my grade that before I got put back that I ran into, they still didn't fuck with me. But it is what it is, bro. The world is not sweet, and it just, you know, I always kind of had some sense of that, kind of. But I learned that at a young age, and I'm pretty sure you did too. But yeah, so like I said, to today, look, I still think about that time I got put back. It kind of fucked up my head. It kind of made me feel like y'all really putting people back because y'all just don't want to take the effort to give them the help they need. It's like y'all judging people. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, like, I can't speak for everybody that got put back, but I feel like some people don't deserve to get put back. And you watching this video, you probably didn't deserve to get put back. You probably knew you was in the right path. You might have had a lot of things going on, and you might, you know what I'm saying? But see, me, I grew up with the autism stuff, so, you know, and I know some people be saying, hey, I don't look like somebody that got autism, but you never know what's wrong with somebody. Just because somebody look this type of way doesn't mean that there's nothing wrong with them. You see what I'm saying? Like, you never know. Bro, I was taking tutoring classes every single year in school. Like, every single year. Even when I was in high school. But, and then this is what's crazy. Normally, when people get held back, most of the time, they don't go back up. They just stay in their grade and graduate. But when they graduate, they start to realize that all their friends go off to college, but they still there. But guess what? When they go off to college, you're not going to talk to them no more. Most likely. You might have a couple of homies you might keep after high school, but I promise you, y'all going to fade away at some point. That's just how it is when you get to adult life. Yep. So, yeah, that's how I ended up skipping the grade, graduated early. And when really, in reality, I really graduated on time, because if I would have graduated early, I probably would have been way ahead of my class, but at least I got caught back up. So that's how the whole story went. And I hope y'all watching this video and you can, you know what I'm saying, maybe it's, you know, the kids watching it can help y'all too. Like I said, it's still a chance. You know, just talk to y'all counselors and shit about summer school or whatever. If you can't do it while you young, if you can't do it while you in the, you know, the motherfucking 8th some grade or whatever you in, I promise you, in high school, you always gonna have a chance. You can get them extra credits, but make sure, I'm gonna repeat this again. You gotta be willing to take a risk. You gotta be willing to sacrifice your summer. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be willing to work all summer. I was willing to work all summer. I didn't want to do school no whole another year. The fuck? Like, come on, cuz. I would rather take those 2 extra months of school. Bro, I almost ended up in school for 13 fucking years, bro. 13 fucking years. Gee, man. I'm glad I got out of that shit, man. Dang, bro. Like I said, YouTube, if y'all want some more story times, like, sub, we gonna bring you some more. Right now, this is just some raw footage. You know, I might edit the next video. Y'all know, Bread Up MJ out.